Good morning students. In this video we are going to see a square prism of height 80 mm, base diagonal 40 mm. So base height of the prism is given as 80 mm. Here it is given base diagonal. Base side is not given here. Base diagonal. For square prism, this diagonal side is given as 40 mm, not the base side. Rests on HP on its base with the base edges equally inclined to VP. It is cut by a section plane passing through the midpoint of the axis and inclined to HP. Find the inclination of the cutting plane if the true shape of section is rhombus of diagonal 60 into 40 mm. So cutting plane is inclined to HP. So you have to draw the cutting plane in the front view. The true shape of section is given 60 into 40. So here base side is not given. Instead of that, base diagonal. This diagonal is given as 40 mm. So here using the true shape only, you have to draw the diagram. The base diagonal, that is, this diagonal is given as 40, this diagonal is given as 40. Using that, you have to construct the square in the top view. Similarly, the cutting plane inclination is not given. Instead of that, the true shape is seen as a rhombus of diagonal 60 into 40 mm side. So here for square prism, side is not given. So keep one of the side in 45-degree inclination. In that case only you can get the rhombus. So how to get that? Angle is here we cannot, the side is not given, so we cannot draw that thing. So draw the vertical and horizontal line like this. Here mark 40 mm, 20 mm, 20 mm. Okay. The side will be 40. Similarly, from the midpoint, you take 20 and 20. On the vertical line, you take 20 and 20. Diagonal, base diagonal is given as 40. So all the measurement here. So that this vertical diagonal will be 40, horizontal diagonal will be 40. Now we are getting the true shape, top view of the square. Okay. So for that you can give the notation A, B, C, D. The bottom you can give the notation 1, 2, 3 and 4. So using this you can draw the front view. Height of the prism is given as 80 mm. For the given height you have to draw the vertical lines 80 mm. So this height is given as 80 mm. Now cutting plane is inclined to HP. How much angle it is inclined to HP is not given. Cutting plane is bisecting the axis of the prism. So mark the midpoint along the axis. So this axis line, mark the midpoint here. The condition given is cutting plane is bisecting the axis and the cutting plane is inclined to HP. So rhombus, a true shape will be like this. So this diagonal will be having 40, this diagonal will be having 60 mm. This is what the true shape given. True shape is a rhombus of diagonals 60 into 40. That's what condition given. So what you have to do is, you keep any one point of the scale. That is the 10 centimeter the point. Okay. In your scale you take any one point of the division line like this. Now look at here. Just you keep here. The distance between two edges will not be equal to 60. Now our object is the major diagonal of the rhombus will be 60. In this position, the diagonal will not be 60. Now keep this point fixed. Okay. This point of the scale is fixed and rotate like this. When you rotate like this, at one particular point, you will get 30 this side and 30 this side. On either side from the midpoint of the axis, here you will have 30. Similarly, this side also you will have 30. So total diagonal distance will be equal to 60 mm. So this is the cutting plane position and angle. Okay. Midpoint is the position. Now we found out the cutting plane angle. So just keep one point of the scale over this midpoint of the axis and rotate like this. At one particular point, you are getting the 60 mm, 30 and 30 on either side. Okay. Now the cutting plane we found out. Cutting plane inclination we found out. Using this, we are going to draw the sectional top view and true shape of section. First, find out the sectional top view. Here the cutting plane passes through vertical line A1. So first point, cutting point will be here. And then A1. So for this I am going to give the cutting point 5. Here you have to use 5 dash. Here the cutting plane passes through B2 and D4. So directly you can mark the cutting point on B2 and on D4. For this cutting point will be 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6 will be visible, 8 will not be visible. Here the cutting plane passes through vertical line C3. So mark the cutting point directly on corner point C3. So joining all these points will give you the sectional top view. Now we need to draw the true shape of section. Through each and every cutting point, 6, this will be 7 and 7 dash. Draw the perpendicular lines. And draw the parallel x1 and y1 lines. Now we need to transfer the section points. Each and every section point from the xy line and transfer from the x1 and yy line. Measure the cutting point 5 from the xy line. Where to transfer this point? Measure the height of the vertical height here. Just extend backward. On this line you have to transfer. So just transfer here. So I am marking the points here. It's the cutting point 5. Then measure the cutting point 8 from the xy line. Where to transfer? On this projector line. This will be the cutting point 8. The same way transfer the cutting point 6. So measure the cutting point 6